Today marks 1426 days your lessons to learn and continue to learn with you. My hope these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help achieve your goals, really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about diversity in your life. How to have a more diverse life. I think diversity is an interesting word. I think people use for the good, for the bad, but I think that when I think about diversity, when I think about your own life, I think we need to bring that diversity, bring something unique, bring some adventure, bring something that is really creates joy and so like wonder, aha, because if you're doing the same thing over and over again, even though that's beautiful, and that could be your calling, that could be your dedication, that could be your determination to do the same thing over and over again, and that is very, very important. But I truly believe that we need to really experience diversity, experience something new, experience and experiment and prototype things just to make sure that we're able to say like this is exactly what I'm going to do. I doing the things that is necessary. This is my calling. But at the same time, I find a time to really reflect, find a time to try new things, try and find some time to really understand. Because what happens is when you try new things, you understand yourself better. You build more awareness about yourself. You know how you handle things. But at the same time, you know what you like, what you don't like. And what it does when you know all those kind of, you build awareness, when you know what you like, what you don't like, what is your strengths, what your weakness, what it does, it builds you confidence, courage. It means you know yourself. The self-doubt disappears. You builds resilience, adaptability, resourcefulness. There's so many things coming out just in really pursuing diversity, adventure in our lives. So today share where we could potentially look for diversity, where we're supposed to seek adversity in our lives, just to make sure that we're able to be much better in our life. So number one, and probably the most important part, is that inner world diversity, self-depth. And this is a beautiful thing. I think that's something we forget. We want to have diversity, adventurous life, just travel, explore, see things sometimes. But I think that sometimes we forget how much depth, how much deepness are inside us, and be able to explore, be able to reflect, be able to see, and be able to really have a joy in doing that. It's not supposed to be some kind of dark place, and you just have people say like shadow work or healing unhealed traumas. That's not diversity is not about that. Diversity is about going deep, understanding, and making sure that you understand what makes you joy, what makes bliss, what makes fulfillment. What kind of things could you do inside of you to really bring more joy and bliss into your life? I think when you're able to really say, I want to have more diversity, so that means in that sense, we're able to bring more emotions. Because I know that including myself, sometimes I knew like 3-4 emotions, and that's mainly that's what we experience because that's what we know. But when we start to look at okay, what kind of diverse emotions could I have? What kind of diverse thoughts could I have? What kind of diverse ideas could I have? What kind of diverse impact in ourselves, inside of us, could I have? Because I think that we need to really master ourselves to have diversity of ourselves. And I think it's a beautiful thing when we're able to really even meditate, to go deep, and I think that's something to be able to ask, okay, what parts of myself did I ignore for so long? Because we need to be able to reveal ourselves. And I really did it. That sometimes every single person has a light inside of us, but not every single person is willing to reveal it for different reasons, for courage. And sometimes people don't know that inside of us there is a light, and then don't look for it and don't build that light. But I think that inner world diversity is very, very important. Probably one of the most important parts because we are with ourselves 24/7. Number two is relational diversity. And I think this is very, very important to have a couple of very strong friendships and like maybe significant partner, like kids, parents, like having those relations. But I think that diversity is partly as well that about relations is how deep those relations, how nurtured those relations are. Because I think the diversity is I have very, very strong, I have acquaintances, I have different kind of relations in my life, and the diversity allows me to have ability to really pursue big things. Because I think that having diversity in relationships and knowing that this person is to really discuss ideas, this person is to really share my emotions, this person is for being my safety net. And of course, it sounds maybe bad to really direct that person, but I think that there's so many things that we can really have the purpose for that relationship, because it could be that give and take relationship, like mentor and mentee. So the one person, sometimes people think that okay, mentor and mentee relations is that mentor is giving and mentee is taking. Not all the time. I think that sometimes mentor is getting you much more than mentee itself, because mentor by giving feels fulfillment, feels joy, feels bliss. That's a massive as well. And being able to for a mentee to learn, execute, and win, that means that's how you give back to a mentor. Because when you learn, get better, and you win, your mentor will see that wow, my impact led this person to win. It gets even more joy, bliss. And I think that's again that this relation diversity, I think that's very important. You can be a leader for a person, a mentor. There's this relation, and I think that we're supposed to seek different kind of relations, and that's probably having a family. People could potentially stay single, but they want diversity in the relationship, and seeking significant other and relations with your kids. Like, there's so many different relations, and I think that we need to seek that diversity, because different relationships transform you. Because kids will do different things for you, significant other will do, parents, like it's different kind of relations will develop different part of you, and that's why you need to seek diversity in our relationships. And sometimes it's good to really bring different kind of people in your circle just to make sure to understand, okay, how I would communicate, how I could react, how I could really evolve with different kind of people, how I really can remove those edges that could potentially is annoying me. Number 3, experiential diversity, and that's the life path. What kind of things do you try? What kind of lifestyle do you try? I think it's very, very important to really build different kind of lifestyles and say, like, I tried this one, I tried this one, I tried this one. And now, especially when you're young, I think that when you don't have anything to lose, you try so many different things. Sometimes you can really say, this is exactly what I would do. And then sometimes people say, like, I built this skill set, I built this skill set, I built this skill set. With this path, I built this one. I built this path, I built this skill set. With this path, I built this skill set. And then you go to path 4, it might be that the path 4 will need all those 3 skills together, and it will be exactly perfect fit. I think that's why it's so important is to have diversity in life paths, because the diverse life paths will allow to develop different parts of you, different characters, different parts, different skill sets, different thought processes. And I think that's very, very essential to really try in experiential diversity in life paths at the same time in out of career paths. So what kind of do with hobbies, with aspirations, with traveling, anything that you could really have more diversity in your life, experience things. Because when you experience and you reflect on them, you're able to learn. Number 4 is knowledge diversity. Ways of understanding. I think that one beautiful thing is that sometimes we dismiss worldviews. And be able to ask, like, what worldviews I dismissed too fast? It's a beautiful question. What worldviews did I dismiss too fast? What worldviews I didn't validate enough? What worldviews did I accept only because an intelligent person told me to? Maybe that intelligent person didn't have time and it has shortcut and told you so, and you believe that person, even though that maybe that was wrong. Every single person make mistakes. And that's when you understand that maybe we made mistake by following their perspective. And I think that we need to seek, and that's a beautiful thing, when we seek diversity in our thinking. So that means when we really have understanding, especially now probably about politics, because politics, I don't go in politics because politics is a very opinion-based thing. And then I think that when you understand that you have your opinion, I think when you have diversity in your mind, you're able to look into other perspective, other arguments. It's like how I could internalize those 2 contradictions into my mind that could have diverse mind. I think it's a beautiful thing when you're able to have 2 contradictions in the main mind, because I think that what shows when you have contradictions in your mind and it still could be true, at that moment I think that you're able to have diverse mind, because you're able to see different perspectives at a different moment. I think it's very important to really go beyond your life path, beyond your hobbies, beyond something, but really include other things into your life, just I think that it's beautiful. Advice was that one of my mentors said that read 5 books on your field, whatever you're doing, and then 1 book on something outside of your field, just to make sure, because you a lot of times when you bring something outside of your field, you're able to prove your field as well. That's a very good example. The last one, number 5, is contribution, diversity, legacy, and impact. That means that how do you impact people? You potentially could write, you can mentor, you can lead, you can build, you can inspire. There's so many different ways we're able to really help people, contribute to people, be able to contribute our time, our energy, our money. Of course, energy is the most important thing, being able to really give, because that energy could be distributed so many different ways. But I think we need to really, again, seek diversity in the ways that how we want to add value, because when we meet people, those people will need different things, different parts of you that could help that person to elevate themselves, be encouraged. And I think that's what we're supposed to seek. What do I need? Because if you think that every single person like a nail and a hammer with a hammer, of course, that will not be necessary, because some people need encouragement, some people need knowledge, some people need the wisdom, some people need a tough word, and knowing that what other person needs. I think that's again partly of learning to be a leader. A leader is going out of the way, understand where they are, and help them to get out of their position, rather than wait and say, this is where I am, come to me, and when you will be able to come to me, I will be able to help, otherwise I will not help. And that's a contribution, diversity. So I think that diversity is a very unique word, and when I think about people diversity, people focus a lot of times on other people. But today, my main focus is, when you think about it diversity. Let's focus on ourselves. What kind of things could I do, or what kind of things could I reflect on to bring diversity in my life? So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.